Hey all blendies, welcome back to Blender's Review. And as teased, I brought my very first 1 to 6th scale based figure out of all my review that I've been doing so far. So this is the Terrifier 1 to 6th scale art the clown figure by Trick or Treat Studios. It's been a couple years already since this thing has been released already, but this has been in my wish list for quite a while now, and I'm really glad that I was able to finally get this guy on my hand. And from what I've been looking at this guy so far, right before I started to record this video, just want to tell you one thing, that it is really a impressive figure for its price point. Of course, there are some downsides as well, but it surely is a really good figure. So let's have a straight look into the box itself. Age 17 plus Terrifier 1 to 6th scale Art the Clown figure. So at the middle section of the box we have the picture of Art himself. Look at that, that is amazing. At the bottom it says Trick or Treat Studios, and as you move it to the side it says Terrifier. Just a logo like that. Not too much things to see. At the back it says another Terrifier with the other picture of himself. Look how terrifying he actually looks. This has to be my favorite clown figure, besides Pennywise. I honestly prefer Art over Pennywise, but doesn't mean I hate Pennywise. I really love that character as well. Such an iconic character, you know. At the side, again, and when you open this, there should be a figure inside with another picture of Art the Clown himself. So this is kind of bigger than what I usually review, so my camera's kind of, yeah, it's not that great to record 12-inch figure. So anyways, we have the figure. But why don't we get to the accessories first, since there's not a lot of them. We have his ideal opened hand over there. We have his hand with scalpel pre-attached on his finger. Honestly, looks like he's doing an okay sign, right? But it is really nicely done. The blood all over his finger and fingernails. Really love this piece. Look at that, it is impressive. And I heard that some people had a issue where some of these accessories come bent or warped, should I say. Mine fortunately didn't have any of those issues. This is the other hand that it comes with, which holds the chainsaw kind of thing. A saw, it's not really, it's a saw, it holds the saw. Look at that, with his pinky opened at the back, bloody, pretty cool. Look at that. And we have the saw. Look at that. He uses this to chop someone right at the middle. Look at that. Really, really, really lovely. Look at that lovely piece. Look how detailed it looks. Look how rusted the blades are. Yeah, now that I see it, it is kind of curved. But, oh yeah, just do watch out. It's really a thin piece. You might, I mean, no one really wants to break their thing. Especially the moment they get a new inbox. Why don't we get to the figure itself now? Let's bring Art himself more to the front. Look at that. Hold on. There we go. I'm gonna put him over here. He's actually facing upwards the way he is painted or sculpted. Look at his head. It is... I love it. I love the sculpting. Besides that, it looks a bit glossy. And I love how it's more of a matte finished for the balaclava section, should I call it? Not really a balaclava, but here it is. It is really cool. The blood, yes, over his face, it could have been slightly darker red in my opinion. I still love as how it looks already, and I think the teeth is kind of too dark. It could have been a little bit white, more of a white. But it's like you have to give a little bit of good attention to the figure itself in order to see all the details that Trick or Treat Studios has provided for the teeth. I love all the wrinkle at the forehead and things and how overall painting's done. The pupil painting could have been slightly better as well in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it is much more expensive than NECA figures that I usually collect if I compare it to NECA, but this is the 1 to 6th scale figure. So scale-wise, besides Hot Toys and other companies, this thing is relatively cheap. So yeah, I still think it is really good enough and decent for its price point. Besides that, his hat is nicely done too. And you get the detail of the string of the hat that he wears all the way to the bottom. And there are his wrinkles at the neck section is quite nicely done as well. The backside as well, a wrinkle. And getting to the costume, you actually see the zipper. You can actually unzip this if you gently pull it downwards. So also regarding the issue that this guy had with most of the people is that his this clown collar, it's not really a collar, but that's what I'll call it for now. But this thing is, you know, it was floating midair like that. Mine fortunately seems like it's really nicely made. You know, it's all facing downwards, that's how it should be, besides the backside over here on his left where it kind of floats, but that's not a big deal. I can possibly use a heat dryer and gonna fix it later on, or I'll just let it be. Honestly, letting your figures be as how they originally looks is just one of the best things that you can do. Otherwise you might accidentally destroy it, or cause a bit of, I don't know, scuffs or marks, whatever the figure you're trying to fix. Just letting it be is one of the best options out there, in my opinion. And going downwards to the torso and stomach section, you see his pom-pom, which is really thinly attached with, I think, a single string that's holding this thing, pom-pom, to the costume itself. So I highly recommend you to not even dare to touch this or do silly things with this pom-pom with your finger when you play with this guy. Or, I mean, you don't really play this figure. This is a adult figure, like collecting material, so don't really play with it. So going down, yeah, quite nicely done. Really good thing about this is that it's wearing an actual costume, so all the wrinkles look naturally based on how you end up articulating it and things. Again, the hands are bloody, nicely done, all the way to the bottom. I mean, the detail of the Arctic Clown is actually pretty simple, right? So there's not too much to talk about, but getting to his shoe that he wears, yeah, look at that. It's really nicely made. And look how gigantic the boots that he's wearing, just like the movie. Love it. I think it could have been slightly bigger than what it is right now, but I think it's overall still well done. Getting to the back side of the figure, yeah, the wrinkles are nicely done. Just have an overall look. Like, yeah, that is pretty much it for the costume. So this is relatively in a higher price point than NECA, as I usually collect with horror figures, so I'm just going to be careful when it comes to the articulation. I want to be really careful. I just got this cast out of the box. He does move up and down. There is a side-to-side swivel. There's a bit of pivot you can do. It's in ball joint, but the neck piece is actually quite long, so it's being attached all the way inside to the body. His shoulder does move up and down, surprisingly. Also, really good amount of butterfly joints. There is a bicep swivel. There's a bicep swivel. There's a double jointed elbow. His wrist moves in and outwards. There's a hinge. There's a 360 rotation. His torso is in ball joint, so it moves. His leg, of course, does move up and down. There is a thigh cut, double jointed knees. There's a lower leg cut, so it swivels side to side. The boots is in ball joints, so you can do pivot like that and move it around. Really, really nicely made. I think the articulation on this guy is definitely fascinating. And of course, it is much better than NECA's articulation. The body that Trick or Treat Studios has used for this guy inside is quite really good. There's quite a lot of reviews out there where they actually do show the body of this figure inside a costume that's being used. Go check it out. And yeah, I think the YouTuber called Dean Knight, he's a really good horror figure reviewer, so just want to give a bit of shout out to him, because I really enjoy his video, though I'm much a smaller channel, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to bring much benefit to him for being small channel, but I really do enjoy his video. Do go check out his video. He really does an amazing review. And yeah, I really like this figure. You know, the accessories that these guys have and things. Yeah, the only downside I have with this figure is the amount of accessory that they provide you. Trick or Treat Studios generally, when it comes to 1 to 6 scale figure, I truly believe that they overall lack in amount of accessories that they provide to you, especially 2 additional hands with pre-attached scalpel and a saw. That is it for the accessory. Maybe they could have given you a interchangeable facial expression sculpt, just like what Ultimate Neck Art Clown has. For this price point, there could have been a bunch of more accessories in my opinion. Sideshow, on the other hand, I pre-owned some of these Sideshows before as well, no longer have it. They don't have too much accessories either, especially the older ones, but they still do have much more than what this guy has, with relatively similar price point that within the second hand marketplace based figures that people sell nowadays. They have more accessories there than what this clown has, so maybe a bit of more accessories could have been better, but overall I really like this figure. I'm not a type of guy who collects 1 to 6th scale figure at all in my collection, especially the one with the actual costume that the figure is wearing. Not a big fan of it, but Art the Clown is he's my number 1 killer clown in my entire horror character list. This is my priority when it comes to the clown characters within horror genre. Of course I do love Pennywise as well, but come on, Terrifier? He is terrifying. By the way, before we end up the video, I'm just gonna tell you right now that I'm gonna add up some of the photo shooting that I've done at the same place over here, so that you can kind of get the idea of how you can use the accessory and things. So yeah, not too much things to talk about. This is more of a showcase, honestly, more than a review, because quite high priced, relatively, compared to what I collect. I don't want to break it. That's why I kind of explained you the amount of articulation it has that's capable of. Not that I actually did it. I'm just gonna let it be, honestly. But yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, I think I'll come back with another review. Not so sure what I'm gonna review next, but probably Mezco Jason, probably. Not the 6-inch one, the mega scale from MDS maybe. I'll decide and let you know. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, I will come back with another review.